Shit! That's Adam Smasher! Johnny, run!
Told you, Johnny boy. Told you I'd end you someday.
Cyberpunk 2077, if not anything, is a really impactful gaming and multimedia universe, and for many players, it launched with extremely high expectations and met with a lot of technical issues leading to controversy. But despite these adversities, the game and other forms of its media like the anime and comics managed to create a cultural impact and generate social narratives. Its true and lasting legacy is still in the process of being formed. Adam Smasher is one of the premier villains of this cyberpunk universe, especially in arcs involving Arasaka Corporation. He is a towering figure in both a literal and metaphorical sense. Here in both senses, we explore his anatomy during this marvelous video. So let's go. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
Expect you'll have some fun, eh, Smasher?
It's a child's toy reliant on
Who is Adam Smasher? His timeline. In the 2000s, Adam Smasher was a stereotypical punk who, when his luck ran out, joined the army but was kicked out for bad conduct. Subsequently, he took the job of contractor, a gun boy of sorts. Adam did not mind either the sadistic or gruesome aspects of his job and became deeply involved in drugs, guns, and violent sex. Once on a contract job, he was hit by rockets out of nowhere that destroyed most of his body, turning him into a meatloaf of sorts. A mysterious benefactor helped finance the cybernetic reconstruction of his body on the condition that he lose his humanity and turn into a killing machine, and Adam accepted. In the 2010s, the newly constructed cybernetic form of Adam Smasher made a name for himself along the eastern seaboard, accepting only missions that were suicidal or fishy in nature. He became rivals with the classic solo Morgan Blackhand, who served as an antithesis to his view that metal was better than meat, whilst he repeatedly challenged Blackhand to a one-on-one duel. Blackhand just never accepted, increasing Adam's fury. Adam was infuriated at Blackhand's peaceful approach to things, to the point of resorting to using rubber bullets to avoid hurting enemies. It is soon discovered in the story that Adam Smasher's mysterious benefactors are a branch of the infamous mega corporation Arasaka Security. Adam's abilities, among others, included by now the use of sports motorcycles as melee weapons, fighting 3 black belts, simultaneously surviving a close-range grenade blast, and even falling from great heights. In 2022, Adam is recruited by Arasaka Corporation as a soldier in the 4th Corporate War, which he was delighted to be doing because Morgan Blackhand had been recruited by the rival mega corporation Militech. Receiving the Dione power armor conversion gear, Adam almost became an unstoppable beast, culminating in the Night City Holocaust atop Arasaka Tower when Adam Smasher ambushed Morgan Blackhand as well as Johnny Silverhand and their team. In this process, Smasher is able to inflict heavy damage on Silverhand, killing him and having his personality digitized. Later, atop the tower, Adam fights with Morgan and they discuss their respective philosophies shortly before a nuclear bomb detonates. After the bomb blast, Adam Smasher's remains are retrieved by Arasaka and he is replaced with even more machinery, being personally tasked by Saburo Arasaka to take care of Johnny Silverhand's dead body and possessions. Adam also sheltered and briefly dated Michiko Arasaka at some point during this period, but their relationship later soured the more he transformed. Post 2045, Adam discovers more of Johnny Silverhand's possessions inside Samantha Stevens' garage as well as around the country. He ultimately decides to keep Silverhand's Porsche and his signature gun, having sold most of other items off. At some point after 2050, Adam gets assigned as Yorinobu Arasaka's bodyguard, being in charge of the dirtiest work and earning quite a reputation for it. At this point, Jeremiah Grayson becomes Adam's right-hand man and Adam gives him Silverhand's signature pistol. Smasher is at odds with David Martinez in 2076 as he has stolen the experimental Arasaka cyber skeleton. David has made his way into Arasaka Tower, but Adam arrives just in time to save his colleagues. David and Adam engage in blows and insults, but David momentarily gets distracted by the sight of Faraday, whom he had injured earlier, being taken away by emergency medical responders called the Trauma Team. Realizing this opportunity, Adam Smasher shoots David in the gut, which sends him into a temporary state of cyberpsychosis, a mental condition believed to be caused by excessive cybernetic genetic enhancements. In this process, David also activates his sandevistan, speeding up his perception of time. Smasher does this as well and fires a missile at David, whose exosuit is struck with enough force to propel him, Lucy, as well as Faraday out of the Arasaka Tower, ultimately killing Faraday. David and Lucy, however, escape and are relentlessly pursued by Smasher, who kills Rebecca as well as Falco, who tries to intervene. David, on the edge of a second attack of cyberpsychosis, activates his sandevistan, much to the horror of his realization that Smasher's own sandevistan is much superior. Lucy at this point tries to hack into Smasher, but she fails, as does David, who tries to use Gravity Crush. Smasher tears off anti-gravity devices off of David's exoskeleton and launches into a brutal assault, dismantling his suit and leaving him very vulnerable. Smasher comments then that David could have been an interesting construct in the cyberpunk world and that he had experienced fun in this little process, after all, ending David's life with a point-blank skull shot. Now in 2077, Adam is still a bodyguard for Yorinobu, who becomes CEO of Arasaka after killing his father Saburo. Adam is also unable to capture the witnesses to the murder, Jackie and V. A parade for the late Saburo is planned, and a security officer, Oda, warns Adam Smasher of a sabotage plot, but Adam decides to ignore him. Turns out that Oda was right, and Adam eventually has to rescue Hanako Arasaka, his boss Yorinobu's sister, who was the prime target of the heist. The game ultimately presents the player with different scenarios depending upon choice. If V chooses to ask Panem for help, Adam is defeated by Saul, Panem, and V in Arasaka Tower. If V lets Johnny and Rogue go, Adam is alert, but is still wounded by a grenade on his chest by Rogue and ultimately defeated by V and Crispin. If V asks Hanako for help, Adam will try to stop V and Takemura from reaching Yorinobu Arasaka and will intercept them right before they reach his office. However, he will be eventually defeated by V and Takemura here. Finally, if V and Johnny go alone in the suicide run, then Adam and V engage in a one-on-one fight in which Adam is either defeated by V or kills V as well as Johnny. Despite the resilience of Adam Smasher, we see that the ultimate fate of this part of the cyberpunk universe depends on the choices made by the player's character, V.
Gentlemen! Please remain calm. Roadblock ahead. I kindly request place for it.
Hybrid human machine, the Terminator of Cyberpunk universe. After transforming into a full Borg, Adam Smasher becomes a huge monstrosity donning a heavily modified IEC Dragoon that looks like a humanoid tank with huge shoulders and a looming stature. He has various weapons like a missile launcher, a retractable arm cannon, as well as a Militech MK31 HMG that was mounted on his shoulder. He was barely human, being 96% cybernetic except for his upper head, which resembled the bald man. Adam lacked any humanity and believed in the survival of the fittest, that being the reason he joined the army in the first place and wanted to kill as many people as possible. He took actual joy in killing people and was obsessed with advanced weapons and armor. Adam Smasher used a Noveltech Samson, a full-body replacement designed for hazardous environments, especially dangerous work like extreme manual labor. One of the chief of the numerous implants was the sandevistan, who was basically an operating system grafted onto a person's spine. This sandevistan allowed its users to boost their speed and perception of time for a short while before needing to cool down. Adam Smasher's military-grade sandevistan is so powerful that weaker enemies can be slain before them even becoming aware of it. Adam's firearm of choice was the MK31 heavy machine gun. It was not specifically designed as a handheld, but as an installation bolted down on an armored vehicle or defense perimeter. It can fire powerful rounds at a high rate, but is very difficult to reload when held by hand. Only Adam Smasher uses his sheer size and strength are among the select few who could use an MK31 with one hand. Thus, we learned that the main strengths of Adam Smasher so far, as his sandevistan goes, are his speed, physical prowess, and enhanced perception. Now, he has a number of weaknesses. His cyber heart is its weakest spot, but the front plate needs to be destroyed, preferably by attack weapon. Adam Smasher is also weak to chemical damage and resistant to electrical damage. This is good to know when considering a tech-based weapon or otherwise. Tech-based weapons pierce through the heart's front armor plate that is otherwise quite difficult to destroy. Frag grenades also deal a great amount of damage here. One can also try to perform some quick hacks, causing weapon and cyberware malfunction. Adam can be aptly compared to the Terminator, who, as we know, is also a cybernetic organism blending human elements with machinery. Both of them share certain similarities. A reinforced skeleton that isn't made of mere bone in the case of Smasher, it's a mix of metals and carbon fiber that is ultra-human in limitations, being creatively engineered. The Terminator skeletons are iconic and their features and imitations. The skeletal system of Atom Smasher has been integrated such to allow seamless movements inside a perfect substrate. Unlike organic muscles that expand and contract, cybernetic muscles are made up of polymers and nanofibers that are capable of greater strength and faster reaction times when compared to biological muscles. Although superhuman, there is constant need for maintenance of Atom Smasher's systems, and he is also susceptible to hacking or interference. The mind of Atom, as well as the Terminator, is digital cutting edge and advanced, perceiving time in an altogether different sense. Smasher has a brain-computer interface that allows him to communicate directly with cybernetics, allowing real-time adjustments in strategy and data analysis. Atom Smasher is also well equipped with reflex boosters and nerve augmentations, allowing for near-instant reflexes. These above are all reminiscent of many of the classic abilities of the Terminator. Atom has artificial blood with advanced oxygen-carrying capacities, and his circulatory system also integrates the necessary cooling systems needed to run his high-tier Sandevistan. Does he have super enhanced cyberware X-ray vision? Smasher's visual abilities are augmented by optical implants, enhancing his ability to process visual information and extending his sight well beyond the human spectrum to wavelengths such as X-rays, as well as telescopic vision, which Atom utilizes adeptly in combat. He also has thermal and night vision, which is integrated into his brain-computer interface. Atom Smasher has astounding range as well as clarity overall. Defensive and offensive capabilities. Atom Smasher is a walking tank with immense offensive and defensive capabilities. His arms are no mere limbs. They are integrated with weapons such as high-caliber machine guns, and they also have missile launchers and projectile launchers. Smasher's arms can also transform into melee weapons like energized blades or pincers. Smasher's reinforced exoskeleton provides extreme protection, being made from carbon fibers and advanced ceramics, dissipating the kinetic energy of the bullets and reducing the impact of blasts. Atom also possesses adaptive camouflage, self-repair mechanisms, and a fire-retardant coating, as well as chaff and flare dispensers to counter guided missiles. Smasher also took extreme anti-hacking and anti-spyware measures to protect his mind. What is the source of his power? The sources of Atom Smasher's power are certainly diverse. His cybernetic augmentations make him very powerful, as does the cutting-edge technology he uses. He also has support from the Arasaka Corporation, as well as has key tactical intelligence. Although the game does not go into much, Atom Smasher possesses some sort of highly efficient, as well as compact, possibly electrical or nuclear power supply. This power could be fed off hydrogen and nuclear cells as well, or feed off of parts of his own body or waste, as something like in the movie The Matrix. This bioenergy that powers Atom Smasher remains unknown to the details and makes him formidable. Why Atom Smasher isn't a cyberpsychotic. Cyberpsychosis refers to a condition where the individual loses touch with reality or humanity due to excessive cybernetic augmentation. Cyberpsychotic individuals can tend to be hostile and unpredictable. Atom Smasher does not fall into this category. Atom has a strong sense of purpose, self-ambition, and identity. He even has a twisted sort of honor code that he follows. Smasher is also very resilient from psychological perspective, which is not how everyone responds to cybernetic augmentation. Smasher has also received the highest quality augmentation as there is, as well as the most advanced technology. He also has extensive plot and character development. These factors in total make it clear that Atom Smasher isn't cyberpsychotic. How was he able to manage and effectively use Sandevistan without any repercussions? Atom Smasher is not the average cyberware user. His entire body has been extensively augmented with cutting-edge technology. His Sandevistan is likely custom-made, designed to work according to his preferences. His cooling systems, integrated with his circulatory systems, are extremely effective, which is necessary in the case of high-functioning Sandevistans. Atom also possibly has backup systems in place and has taken extensive behavioral and psychological training. His mind and neural adaptations have undergone specific calibration and optimizing processes, including several algorithms to balance his emotional and cognitive states. Thus, it is no surprise that Atom can use his Sandevistan so effectively. Can he reproduce? Given the extent of his cybernetic augmentations, it is unlikely that the fully augmented Atom can reproduce. From a huge narrative perspective, this has also not been a huge factor. He used to date at one point before he went full beast. Also, in the advanced world of 2077, there are certainly more advanced reproductive technologies that might allow Atom Smasher to reproduce after all. We will find out. Is Atom Smasher immortal? Not in the classical sense we at Marvelous would think, but for a human timeline standpoint, yes. Smasher's high-tech machine parts will far and beyond exceed the life of the average biological tissue. Overall, it depends on how advanced the civilization gets further on from 2077 and whether it discovers the secrets to machine or biological immortality. Marvelous verdict. Atom Smasher's legacy in Cyberpunk 2077 is complex and quite multifaceted. He has been a key player in several major events and has always represented the spirit of a warrior and a figure of terror. Smasher has had a lasting influence in cyberware use and development and embodies the blurring of lines between man and machine. He is both an iconic figure and a cautionary tale, so it's good to study him. We'll see you all in the next Marvelous video. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.